Can you transfer property to someone else to keep from losing it in bankruptcy? Hi, I'm attorney Leroy Roberson, coming back to talk about this. And look, I know that people love their property, love their assets, and many people will do anything to hold on to it. But in this situation, trying to transfer property to someone else to keep from losing it, I would say no, don't do it. And here's why. The bankruptcy code was amended in 2005 and changed around a little bit, making it harder for debtors to qualify for bankruptcy and to make sure that they didn't do things exactly like this. So right away, if you file for bankruptcy, a trustee can avoid transfers that happen within 90 days of you filing bankruptcy. Because when you file for bankruptcy, that's when they're going to look at all your assets. And so the trustee can go back 90 days from when you filed and look at that. And it's called a preferential transfer. And they can even go out up to a year if it's an insider, someone like a family member or a close friend. They can go out a year and look to see what property you've transferred. So you may be thinking, well, I got it. I'll, work on this over the next few years, transfer some stuff that I want, and then in a couple years, have it planned out and file for bankruptcy then. They can even look after that 1 year. Let's say, yes, you did something 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They can file what's called a fraudulent transfer in the bankruptcy. It's basically a litigation case that they'll file to go after that property as well. So the trustee has broad, wide powers to be able to go after assets if you try to get into the business of transferring these assets to people for the purpose of holding on to them and not having to give them up in bankruptcy. So I would not advise doing it. And in California, just to give you a heads up, I practice in California. California allows the trustee to go 7 years on state law to challenge a fraudulent transfer. So that's a long time that you would have to think ahead. And a last caveat, because a lot of people think, well, what if I put my assets into a trust? Well, for trust assets, you can do what's called an irrevocable trust. That will be your best chance because it has to be an irrevocable trust that you aren't the beneficiary for. But if you do that, a trustee can still challenge to check and see if it's a fraudulent transfer. And mind you, they get up to 10 years to challenge that by law. So that's just so far out. It could cause a lot more chaos and controversy if you do try to get into that business. So I wouldn't recommend doing it. Just try to be honest. Do the best you can to protect what assets you have. Go the Chapter 13 route if you feel that you don't want to lose an asset, but you can't exempt all of it, then the Chapter 13 is a better option than trying to get into the business of transferring assets. So that's it, guys. I hope I've helped you out, giving you some information, and take heed because honestly, there's people that have gone to jail for trying to engage in this type of business. So be careful there. But if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. We can talk about it in more detail. If not, have a great day, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.